So, I've been guided to come create a video for my peeps, my membership / Patreon peeps. Funky. So yeah, guided to create the video, but not given a topic in the guidance. So nothing channeled as far as what this is meant to be about. So I'm going to just get centered. I invite you to do the same. Taking a couple deep breaths. We'll do in and out through the nose. Okay. Just some energy work. So be sure you're in a quiet meditative space. So I'm being told that this is an energy clearing. Surprise, surprise, surprise. See that little dot up there? That's, excuse me. It's a carving, flat carving of a moth that's like an ornament. So I have it hanging up on like one of my push pins. It looks so weird in the lights to have this one dark dot because it's not clear in the video, but so it's moth, symbol of transformation. Silence of the Lambs. Fava beans. So it's so interesting that, and not surprising to me that I've been guided to come on and make a video because I've been taking this one class, and one of the teachings that the teacher has been sharing so far is, and I want to share it with you too because it's a really important thing. It's like so many of us spiritual business type peeps have had spent so many years learning like the old school way of doing business and the old school way of trying to strive and do a good business online, but that so much of that of the strategies and techniques that we're being taught can actually keep us stuck and keep us kind of just spinning our wheels. And because in reality, there's no one right way to do something. And like what might work well for one person and what they love and thrive in and feel aligned with, it could be completely different from what person B, would experience. So, and all of my favorite business teachers fall into the category of, fully understanding that there's no one blueprint fits all, if you get my drift. And so one of the things, suggestions that this current teacher that I'm learning from has made is kind of take stock of everything that we've been doing in our businesses, and really feel into it and feel into the question, is this really aligned with my soul? Is this activity that I've been focusing on or you know, doing or performing over and over again, is it aligned with my soul? Because if it's not, you know, there's no reason to keep doing it, and instead find things that are aligned with your soul and replace the things that aren't with the things that are. Booyah! And so in Ascend Brilliant Biz Collective, one of the perks or whatever is like first dibs on for members to be interviewed by me. And originally I had it to be interviewed by me either on my business podcast or my Astra the Shaman YouTube channel. And when I asked myself, is there any part of anything I'm doing that's not aligned, it was to interview via the podcast rather than the video. And I understood and felt, you know, the guidance come through, because one of the major things that we're all, you know, expanding into is our visibility. And so interviewing via video for my video channel would make way much more sense for visibility. Not that being heard on a podcast is bad for visibility, but like my being and my full, all of who I am and all of what I do as far as with my clients is calling for the full Monty, as it were. No, you don't have to strip on stage. And no, but as far as being seen, like literally being seen. So I ixnayed the oddcast pay. Not to say I'll never hop on and record a quick podcast if something's channeling through me. And I'm not, you know, I'm not, what's the word? In full on video recording mode. But yeah, I think the podcast is going to be for short little chunks of what wants to channel through. But my YouTube channel is going to be bigger on the Richter scale or something. So okay, in addition to energy clearing, I suppose this video is about letting go of what's not aligned and keeping what is aligned, you know, and allowing more space for what is aligned. So I really, really like that. It feels so good. It feels amazing. And the video thing for me just feels so amazing too. And something they haven't like made a formal announcement about is that I've come to realize that David Bowie has integrated with me. And if you're my shaman peeps, you won't find that weird at all. Things like this happen all the time. Years ago, I discovered that Jimi Hendrix was tiny and hiding in my heart. And when I realized that, he came out of my heart and got really big and giant. He was hiding in my heart from the time that I met him when I was in my mother's womb, because Jimi came to see my dad's band perform. And Jimi came into the back, the dressing room and my mom was hanging out there, and she was like 9 months pregnant with me. So she met Jimi, and she said he was a very colorful person, spouting like beautiful poetry that maybe didn't make full on sense or some, but that it was, and that he definitely noticed, obviously, that she was pregnant with me. So I always say I met Jimi Hendrix when I was in my mother's womb. Little did, and that was later that year he would die, and after I was already born. So it was like this weird sort of like, how's that for a sound effect? I wonder what it's going to sound like in playback. But it was this Jimi Astra morphing shenanigan, and I didn't even know it. I've loved him as long as I was aware of him in my life, and I still do. But I'm glad his spirit, I was happy to be host for him for that amount of time until I was somewhere in my 30s, and I was very happy for him to have his soul freed and flying freely. But so in this David Bowie thing, it's like it's not that he's hiding in me, it's that his essence has integrated into my essence, which is one of the best things that could ever happen to me. And if you know me, it makes sense to you. And I realized, as much as I love so many music icons, and he's got to be number one, and it's going to make me cry. I mean, physically, he was such a beautiful human being. And in heart and soul, he was such a beautiful human being, just a nice person. And as physically beautiful and sweet as he was, I know he had that wound, the wound of the witch, of feeling like he never quite fit in to normal society. Thank God. But it really struck me tonight. I was thinking about it. He took on alien personas in his musical performances and records. He played an alien in his movie, The Man Who Fell to Earth. On stage, he played the Elephant Man without any makeup or changing of his appearance whatsoever. He did it just physically. He was able to transform himself into deformity. And so it's like, alien and deformed and just all of this stuff that would creatively come through him was in that way, in his persona way, really depicted like a starseed, right? A starseed and someone whose past lives as witches or shamans, in which they were shunned and killed and punished and banished and all that. And like, I almost said he's my soul sister or brother or whatever. It doesn't even matter. He's my soul alien. And I've been feeling his essence, and it just, oh God, it makes so much sense. Also, after he passed away, I did record whatchamacallit, Ground Control to Major Tom. For some reason, the name of the song is like Space Oddity. Space Oddity. And definitely channeled him. And this was probably almost 5 years ago at this point. And or maybe 3 to 5 years. I don't know. I don't even know, but it was good. It was a really good experience. So for some reason, it's been important for me to share that David Bowie's essence has integrated into my being. And I couldn't be happier about it. And it makes perfect sense. I've loved him since I was a small child. When my cool dad, one of his friends gave him a tape recording of Space Oddity, in fact. And I was however old, I can't, 8 years old or something. And my dad comes home and says, you gotta hear this song. I had never heard, and he put it on his little tape cassette recorder player, one of those flat one, not a boombox because that came later, but like one of those just flat ones that you could either press play or play and record at the same time. And he puts on the song and it's like, what the heck? I remember I like laid back in my mom and dad's bedroom. I just laid back on the bed and was like staring at the ceiling and like, ground control to Major Tom. And it was like, what in the God's name is going on? And I was like, this is me, so much cool stuff. I feel like I was supposed to share this with you. Maybe you'll know why. Aside from it's just cool. And maybe the reason I was supposed to share it is because, the artists and musicians and people who are creating those creators who were drawn to, there's a reason, because they're reflecting something within us. And it's usually something really good and something that we really love about ourselves. That's the message. Who are you drawn to and why? Find it within yourself and turn up the volume on your self-love, because you have so much magic and brilliance inside of you. You are awesome, and I love you.